Hey guys, Eric from Wreakin' Havoc Productions here. I just wanted to do a little overview on one of my newest toys, and that is the H&K P2000 in 9mm. This one is a variant 3, and what that means is it's a double action, single action pistol, and the decocking lever is on the left of the hammer on the rear of the frame. The first thing you guys probably noticed is bling bling. This one is done in hard chrome. It's actually brushed hard chrome that was applied by Accurate Plating and Weaponry. The reasons I had this pistol refinished is that the previous owner had some wear on the slide near the extractor. And really what I wanted for this is a very corrosion resistant finish. I'm living in Tampa Bay, Florida now, and the summers can be hell on your pistol, especially around the salt water. Of course, I also had the ambidextrous slide releases refinished in hard chrome. And one of the things I notice about all these newer generation HKs is that the finish just falls right off of those slide releases. On the other hand, hard chrome is known as being one of the toughest finishes available for any firearm. Accurate Plating and Weaponry really did a great job refinishing this pistol for me. I really can't stress that enough. I've had some people on the discussion forums ask me about the barrel. Yes, they have hard chrome the entire barrel, including the inside bore. And again, that just makes it really nice when it's cleanup time. Everything wipes right off. You can practically clean up your whole pistol with nothing more than a paper towel and a drop of oil. The P2000 is technically a compact pistol. It's got a barrel length of around 3.5 inches. The 9mm holds 13 plus 1 in the magazine, and the 40 and 357 holds 12 plus 1. The differences between the USP and the P2000 are going to be the ambidextrous slide release, the interchangeable back straps. The P2000 comes with 4 of them, and also the light rail is going to be able to accept Picatinny attachments. In addition to that, the P2000 does not have any levers on the side of the frame. Getting down to business, this pistol really is ambidextrous, and I mean it's fully ambidextrous. You can easily actuate the slide lever here with the left hand thumb, use it to release. And in addition, you can drop the magazine. Of course, the original USP had ambidextrous magazine releases also. Like I said before, you've got 4, count it, 1, 2, 3, 4 interchangeable back straps for this pistol. And the nice thing about it is you really can custom tailor the fit of the grip to your hand. Now, with that being said, this pistol can be really misleading about how it actually fits and feels in your hand. When I first got this pistol, I was using the small back strap, and it really just felt good to me in the hand. However, when I went to the shooting range, I shot like crap. It just was not the right fit for me. So I changed it out to the medium-sized grip, and it's perfect. And one of the things you HK guys probably noticed about my pistols are flat base plates. I absolutely gotta have flat base plates. I despise the extended base plates that come on HKs. And that's one of my gripes with them, is that all of the factory magazines are usually going to come with those extended base plates, and you actually have to spend money to replace that. Now, I'm just going to try to attempt to show you why I despise this extension so much. And the reason for that is it really bothers my support hand. When I grip the pistol, if it's one-handed, that's all fine. But what happens is when I wrap my support hand around here, this extended magazine base plate just jabs me in the hand, and I find it actually uncomfortable. So with these HKs, the first thing I do is run out and buy a flat base plate. I think that's how they should all come. Obviously, the market has dictated otherwise, and HK has decided to ship these magazines really mostly with that extension on it. And that's just the way it is. To replace this base plate with the flat one, I think is around $5 to $7. So that's just something to keep in mind. HK magazines really aren't cheap. I think these are about $40 themselves. And again, this is a 13 round 9mm magazine. HK mags, people like to bitch about the prices. One thing I'll say about them is they are high quality built magazines. If you're a mag whore, you're one of those guys who wants to have 30 magazines per pistol, that's probably going to suck for you, because you're going to be out a couple C notes just so you can have a decent stash of mags. Now, I love these H&K pistols, don't get me wrong guys, but everything has its own faults. One of the other complaints I have is the ambidextrous slide release. Yeah, it's nice, it's a feature, but they're kind of rattly, and they're just like that on all of these new HKs. Don't know why. That's just the way they've engineered them. And that is what it is. The thing about it is, when you have a loaded magazine in there, that issue pretty much goes away, so it's something I can forgive. The other thing about this pistol that I really don't care for, to be honest with you again, is that decocker. It's just a weird position. To train to bring your thumb back here behind the slide is really just awkward, and it's backwards from everything that I've ever learned. It's just not a real good place to stick your thumb. If a round touches off and your thumb is behind that slide, you're going to be in for some damage. And of course, following all the safety rules, you shouldn't have your finger in the trigger guard at all. However, if the sear were to fail or something like that, when your thumb was back there, you would be in for some damage. One of my other complaints about this pistol, you guys are probably going to laugh at me because it's a 9mm, but the recoil is much more harsh than any other 9mm I've owned or shot. It's just the way it is. HK, personally, I don't think you did such a great job with the compact recoil reduction system. So I'll go ahead and show you guys that recoil reduction system that doesn't do such a hot job in my opinion. And in doing so, I can show you guys a field strip also. Drop your magazine out, do a chamber check, lock your slide open, visually inspect the chamber, following all safety rules. What you're going to see is that on the other side of the slide release, you have access to the stem here. So we're going to retract the slide, line up our notches right here. We're going to push on that other end. We're going to take our slide release out. We're going to ease our slide off. To remove the ambidextrous slide release, you're going to rotate the lever upwards and pull it out. And here you can see the recoil buffer that they've built into this. We're taking a look at the recoil reduction systems from H&K. The top one here is from a USP full-size 45. It's a dual captive spring, and it really does an excellent job of taming recoil on all of the USP models. Here you have what they put in the compacts, and it's a single captive spring, and what they use instead is this plastic buffer here. And I'm sorry HK fans, I'm sorry HK USA, Germany, the one in the compact just is not as effective. A lot of people have a lot of bad things to say about HK, and all that I will say about that is some of them are valid concerns. One of the things with this is the double action trigger pull just sucks from the factory. What I've done to address that with both my USP and this P2000 is to replace the mainspring with a lighter mainspring from Wolf, and the way you access that is by driving out the pin here, releasing the interchangeable backstrap, and right there up front and personal you'll have access to the mainspring. I'm running a 12-pound mainspring in this pistol, and the trigger pull is better. You can definitely make easy hits in double action, and it also makes single action a little bit better. I've had no malfunction so far. That being said, I've only run about 400 rounds through this pistol. I'm using a 10-pound mainspring in my USP, and I haven't had any malfunctions whatsoever in about 900 rounds. So I'm a proponent of these mainspring swaps, and I think that they are a viable alternative to dealing with that heavy, horrible double action trigger pull. If you like HK pistols and can afford them, then by all means I do recommend taking a look at this pistol. At least try one out and see what you think. On the other hand, if you're one of these guys who thinks that HKs suck, they're too expensive, customer service sucks, whatever your justifications are, chances are you're not going to be happy with this pistol. You've probably already made up your mind and you're just not going to change it. I've seen it happen before. But they do make an excellent pistol. Sometimes they take a little bit of warming up to, but I think it's worth it.